Hello. Emma Holmes coming in from Rockstar HQ. If you are saying to yourself, my business needs to change in 2019, otherwise I'm going to have to get a proper job, then you need to listen in today. Check it out. Recording this, we are in late December, we are in the planning for it, we are in the sparkly jumper kind of season, and what happens is that lots of people are really focused on getting their plans together. Get your plans together. Buy a planner. Get your plans together. And it might be that you are heading into a new year or a new season or a new period, or you are just taking stock in your business and you're going, do you know what? Things are going to have to change around here. What I hear an awful lot is, if things don't change and if I don't make changes and if I don't do a little bit better, then what's going to end up happening here is that I'm going to have to go and get a proper job. Now, for lots of people, you know, they are looking at making a change. You might be that you're in that place where you're just getting by, or you're working really hard and you're making some income, but it's not quite enough. It's not quite lighting you up. It's not giving you the returns that you thought. It might be that you are in that place where your income isn't actually rolling very much at all. But it's the point in time where you go, right, okay, so now's the time. I've got to make a change. I have absolutely got to decide now that I am going for it. And having the realisation that things have to change is obviously the first step. It's the catalyst step. It's the step that is going to make a difference. If we, you know, the old Henry Ford quote goes, you know, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And that rings so true, that when you have that kind of epiphany moment, when you go, right, things have got to change around here. We've got to do something different. We've got to change it up a little bit. We've got to make something happen. Then that is the point in time where you can really sit and have a look at, actually, what do I need to do in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve? Number one, okay, when we're looking at this, we need clarity. So people will say to me, you know, this is kind of the year where everything has to be different. It's got to be different. It's got to change. And when I say, right, okay, so how has it got to change? I need to make more money. Okay, so what are the targets here? What are we looking at here? What is it that actually needs to change in your business? Now, no more back of the fag packet kind of calculations here, because we can never achieve the goals that we don't set ourselves. We can't achieve things that are intangible, that aren't specific, that aren't something to work towards. We can't just achieve better, bigger, more, because when will it be right? When will it be enough? When is that point of us going, right, okay, so I've ticked that box. Now, one of the things that I do in a little free program that you can get your hands on my website is we do a reality check. So it's a reality checklist for where you are right now, and it is looking at what you need to move forwards from here. So you can get hold of Revive Your Money Moxie absolutely free on my website, and the link is in the description with this video. So you can get hold of that and you can start to look at, okay, so what does actually need to happen? What's the reality of that? And when we look at the reality of what we need to do to move forwards, this might just be the interim, the first step. You know, you can't necessarily think from here to here in one big leap. We might need to do it step by step by step. So it might be that initially what you want to look at is, right, where is the first month of improvement and what will it take for me to do that? So once you have clarity and specificity on that first stage, you can ask yourself the question, what would it take for me to achieve that? What would it take? What will I have to do differently? What will I need to think about? What will I need to do in order to move forwards from here? Now, Revive Your Money Moxie is a phased program. It has 5 phases in it, and it takes you through each phase of actually getting your money mojo rolling again and getting a different outcome within your business. So that is kind of looking at it from the financial point of view is, let's get some clarity with what you mean when you say things need to change. We need to have some different approaches. We need to make more money. We need to not work quite so many hours. What does it really tangibly mean? And then you can ask yourself, so what would it take for me to achieve that? What would that look like? Now, thinking about the word clarity, this is where you will make the change even further. So when you think about the word clarity, it's about thinking about, right, what is it that you actually do? And what is it that you actually want to do? Because they could be slightly different things. They could be the same thing. But being able to sit down and define what it is that you do is really important. It might be that you write down a whole lot of words and phrases. It might be that you collect together some imagery. Whatever works for you, start to think about what it is that you do and whether that aligns with what it is that you want to do. Clarity on who do you speak to. Now, yeah, I know, ideal client avatar, right? If ideal client avatar is something that has kept you really, really stuck, because it did for me in the early stages of business, ideal avatar just became, I can't decide where they go on holiday, I can't decide what magazines that they read, I can't decide this stuff because it feels just really wrong to me. I looked at ideal client from the perspective and shift into commonality. What did the people that I serve have in common, rather than specifically what size pants did they wear, where did they go on holiday, how did they get to work, yada, 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 that seems to be this narrow ideal client avatar. I looked at what they had in common, because I know that every single one of you who watches this video will have a favourite TV programme. Some of you are going to like Downton Abbey and some of you are going to like Lucifer. And, there's going to be a whole spectrum of people in between and that like both. So actually your commonality is more important to me than your specificity in kind of activities and actions and things that come with ideal client avatar. So spend some time writing down, what your audience have in common. What is it that they have in common? What are their common struggles? What are their common goals? What is the common self-talk? What are they telling themselves right now? What is keeping them stuck right now? What is that kind of common thread that weaves through the people that you serve and support? Then we're looking at clarity in message. So when we look at what we do and who we help, what's the message? What's the clarity in message that we're going to produce for them, that we're going to tell them about, that we're going to give them more information around? Where is that clarity in message, and what are your key messages to your audience? And are you currently delivering them succinctly? Are you currently delivering them in a way that is sticky? So is it content that they are watching, getting involved in and thinking, yeah, that's me, I can take something away from that, she hears me, and she's also giving me some solutions to that problem, so I can think about that a little bit differently. So when we think clarity, we're thinking, clarity on where you're going, clarity on that thing that you've had the epiphany around, the thing that needs to change. What does it mean? What does it mean for you to need to change that? Clarity around your audience, clarity around your messaging, and clarity around that thing that you do, because all of that build together will give you a different sense of where your business is going. The next thing I want you to have real clarity around is, what is it that you sell? Now, for lots and lots of people, we get caught up in the value, because everybody tells us that we have to give stacks of value, that we need to support our audience, that it has to be value-led, and we get caught up in this value thing. And what happens is that nobody has this then ability to look at, what are you selling? Where are you going with your sales? What is it that you can do to short track and shortcut the path to sale? People need to know what you sell. You need to think about what you sell when you create the content that you're putting together. You need to think about where you're directing people and whether the pieces of the puzzle can start to come together to make sense to your audience. So you need to think about that path to purchase. So if you were to draw a little path on a piece of paper from somebody coming into your audience and finding out about your business for the first time to purchase, are the steps along the way making sense to take them to that product? Do you have a freebie that makes sense to the thing that you sell? Are you creating blog content, videos, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, YouTube videos that make sense, that take people to where you want them to buy? Is it part of the right path? Are you creating a pathway that is free of obstacles so they can start to walk that path along to that thing that you buy? Are you talking about that thing that you buy regularly? Are you thinking about, when you look in your diary across the year, what I don't want people to do is plan for the sake of planning. This time of year, as I say, I'm recording this in late December. This time of year, everybody's on this whole planning thing. We've got to plan. Everybody's got to plan. We need to get the plans. And actually, planning is a complete waste of time if you do not use them. So if you do not use the plan, then the plan is a complete waste of time. So what we need to think about is creating plans that are going to actually be actioned, for one. We want to have a plan that you are actually going to take action on, because if you ain't going to take action on it, then it was just a complete waste of time. Is it a plan that is taking your customers on a path to purchase? Have you grabbed your diary, your planner, your calendar? Have you looked at the year ahead and where, certain events will take place? So for example, if you are in retail, in January, you need to be thinking about Valentine's Day if that is relevant to your business. In February, you need to be thinking about Mother's Day if that is relevant to your business. In March, you need to be thinking about the summer. In the summer, you're starting to plan for Christmas. So as you look at, think about your business as if you were a retailer or as if you were a magazine, and start thinking about the season ahead. What is that next season going to look like in your business? I plan overview plans for the year. So it's a real kind of overview. I'm grabbing hold of my diary, and the one thing that I'm asking myself, first of all, as I sit down with my diary, is number one, what do I wish I had had more time for in the last 12 months? So we had some ideas about things to do in October. We had them very late in October, and therefore we kind of missed the ability to grab hold of October and use this idea that we'd had. So the first thing that I'm going to put in my diary is for July and September is to think about this specific event that we're going to run in October. That is already in my diary. If you got to December and thought, I wish I'd done more for Christmas marketing, wish I'd done more about this, wish I'd done more about that, put it in your diary for September so that you can start to prepare further in advance for your sales period. So think about when you're going to be selling things and start to pencil those in the diary. A whole year doesn't have to be a firm plan. I am a big believer in the fact that, if you try and plan out a year, it won't look anything like the plan, because things will happen. Things will change. The online space will change. The online space changes all of the time. So, you need to be, you need to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on, and you need to be able to keep your direction into your true north as the world changes. So, the world will keep spinning, but you've got to keep hold of your true north. So I would go through and just have that kind of overview plan, pencil, write it through, see what you can get to. Then I would look at, so the next quarter. And for the quarter, for the 3 months, the 90 days, everybody talks about 90 days of plan, because really that, it's a real good cycle of time for you to get your plans in place. So what am I going to be doing over the next 3 months? What needs to go where? What do I need to be thinking about on the run up to these sales periods? What am I going to be doing? How is that going to look? And I'm putting that together in the best way that I possibly can, so that I've got an overview of those 3 months. I am then getting into more detailed plans for the month ahead. So when you start to gain control of your diary, when you start to gain control of your boundaries, when you start to gain control of everything that is going on in your business, then you are much more able to create those plans. You are much more able to bring that together with real structure and having more control over what you are doing, where you're going, rather than being reactive all the time. Now, there is a place in business to be reactive. There is opportunity in business to react, because like I said, that true north, as the world moves, that true north, you've got to keep reassessing it and bringing yourself back to it. But equally, you also want a level of knowing where you're going, of knowing what that route is. You can't go and sit in your car and say to the sat nav, I need to go. I'm not even sure where I need to go. So that month, that 90-day plan is where you need to go. Then down into your month plan, that is micro planning, the things that you're going to do, the actions that you're going to take. So I would sit there and go, right, okay, so in January, what are our podcasts for January? What are our YouTube videos for January? What are our blogs for January? What are we aiming towards? What are we moving towards? What things do we need to do? Now, that doesn't mean that every single ounce of my business is micro planned for the month, because I do like to work in real time with some of my Facebook posting, my Instagram posting, etc. But we've got that map of where we're going. So we can get into the car and we can say to the sat nav, right, this is the destination, let's create the route. And yeah, we might stop off at a couple of service stations. We might go and have a look at a pretty lake that is off the main road, but we will still be moving towards that destination. So as you think about bringing together your business to move forwards, if you're having that time of going, actually, things have got to change. We need clarity, direction, destination, and then foundations. So the foundations that we're looking at is, where are we spending our time? Where are we investing our time? Because, your time is an investment, and it is the one investment that you won't get back. You can make more money, you can replace most other things, but you can't get your time back. So where are you putting your time? Are you getting a real concrete platform together? So are you connecting with people on a certain social media platform or a couple of social media platforms and creating really good relationships? From those relationships, are you educating and teaching? Are you giving people a little bit of motivation and inspiration? Are you providing a little bit of humour and lightheartedness? Are you showing them a little bit behind the scenes so that they get to know you as a person? Are you bringing together a great content mix? Are you creating blogs and things on your website that is really good for the search engines to be able to find you, and giving people longer form content that is going to work for you on a longer term basis, because it's around for longer? The average lifespan of your social media posts, it's teeny weeny, for most platforms. Instagram moves really fast, Facebook moves really fast, Twitter's like the outside lane of a motorway. Poo, 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 poo. Pinterest things stay around a little bit longer. YouTube things stay around a lot longer. But, those kind of mainstream social platforms are moving ever so quickly. Make sure that you're putting some blogging on your website. Have you got a great free resource? Are you building your list? Are you looking at building your list and nurturing that relationship further? So are you sending those regular email newsletters? Are you communicating with your audience? Are you providing more value? And are you offering them opportunities? This isn't about being all salesy. This isn't about ramming sales messages down people's throats like, This is about offering people opportunities to work with you. They don't go and hunt them out. People don't go and hunt out ways to work with you. You need to be offering them those opportunities. You need to be talking to them. You need to be giving them support, providing a call to action. So in this video, I've given you a call to action really early on and said, you can get a free Revive Your Money Moxie program. That is an absolutely free program. It is my gift to you, that you can go away and you can take those 5 phases that have made thousands of pounds for people in the past. It's your call. You can go get your hands on that right now for free. The link is around the video. But also the other call to action is, if that you want to change your business reality and you want to work with me further, then you can get involved in our Beyond Ordinary Business Hub. That is just £10 a month, and there are loads of business support programs in there, and we actually do actionable stuff every month. So stuff that you can actually action in your business, we go over each and every month. So you might want to get involved in that too. But what I do know is that if you get the bit between your teeth, if you look at things a little bit differently, if you are all in and prepared to be all in, then you can change the reality within your business. So on that note, I am going to say have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. Please do make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and that you have hit the little bell in the corner so that you get notifications of when our new videos go live. Have an absolutely ace rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.